Thank you for tuning in tonight to yet another thrilling installment of the sexiest show on television, Throbbing Knobs, on Wilkes County Public Access Channel 8. I am your host, Mortimer Vanderbeldt Honeydew IV. Tonight, I will be reading from Chapter 5 of C.J. Hawks' novel, Whatever I Please. I turned to look at Cole, and it was quite evident in his white linen pants that he had gone commando tonight, and he was excited. I let him take a few steps towards me as I untied my blue halter dress from behind my neck and allowed the straps to fall down the front.
You look exquisite tonight. Not to mention you impressed me.
Impressed you? How?
You brought a sense of intelligence to tonight's conversation.
Perhaps I was being surveyed by Cole, and somehow or another I had impressed him. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to come here tonight and enjoy myself to the fullest extent. Bingo! I was a mature woman, and I knew when a man's gentle touch or kiss could lead to a world of exquisite orgasms. All right, let's take some calls, shall we? Yes, hello caller, you're on Throbbing Knobs with Mortimer Vanderbeldt Honeydew IV.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you sure really sucks.
Ah, well played, sir, well played. All right, next caller.
No, I'm still ready. And you're sure like 15 minutes the worst suck I've ever seen in my life.
I dare say, sir, you could only pray for 15 minutes of suck from me. All right, next caller.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. My question was, do you think Cole has a mustache?
I dare say he has a swimmingly fantastic thigh tickler mustache, yes. Let us continue reading. I let my fingers linger over his chest and began to unbutton his shirt. Each button revealed more muscular, hairy, beefcake chest that had to have been chiseled by the gods themselves. I almost had his shirt off when his hands took my face in his palms, and the warmth of them tingled against my cheeks. My word! He slowly lowered his mouth to mine, and his kiss started slow and sensual as his hands worked across my body, lowering the dress down. I let my own hands tangle up in his Fabio-like perfect hair, and then set one hand on his broad muscular back, keeping him close to me. I felt his lips pull away and slowly worked soft, sensual kisses down my neck to my breast and encapsulated it with his hot, wet mouth. A moan escaped me and a gentle breeze brushed my back. I could now feel the air of the ocean against my skin, and the only tiny piece of clothing I had left on my body was the blue thong that I wore to match my dress. Bombshell! I was devilish in that way when I knew a man was going to undress me. His hands lowered to my hips and his mouth pulled away. He looked down as he had his fingers grasping at the small string of the thong that rode over my hips. I watched him kneel and then look up into my eyes.
I wondered if that blonde hair of yours is real.
I let out light laughter and teased.
Impossible to tell when you have a Brazilian.
The plot thickens. Let's take some phone calls. Caller, you are on the air.
I'll call that lesbian power hour? Yeah, when's that on?
Ah, yes, the Lesbian Power Hour airs directly after our broadcast here, which, according to my bracelet, shall be nigh on to 3:47 in the AM, so stay tuned. Tally-ho then, back to the phones. You are on, go ahead, sir.
Hey, this is Randy from Lincoln, Nebraska. I had a question for Cole.
Ah, yes, Randy from Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm not sure how many more times I need to tell you, as I have told you many times, that Cole Buford does not exist. I dare say your life shall drastically improve when you let go of your fantasies and firmly plant yourself on the ground of reality.
Well, can I leave a message for when you see him?
Absolutely not. Well, that was fun. Back now to Chapter 5. And his fingers slid the blue thong down over my hips and over my bulbous ass. The next thing I felt was the cool, crisp, white linen of the bed against my back and the lashing of his tongue against my clitoris. In one swift move, he had me flat, on my back, and his fingers spreading me like a Christmas goose. The touch of one of his hands stroked the inside of my thigh as his mouth and finger quickly filled me with an intense and quickening moisture. With each gentle glide in of his fingers, I felt the quick approach of an orgasm. It had been months, nay, years, nay, decades since my last fun romance. This night was going to be intense, and I was more than ready for it. The first clenching wave of my orgasm brought an incredible smile to his face as he stared up into my eyes and then dropped several kisses to my neck. I felt him pull away and drop his pants, along with a condom packet next to my head, almost landing in my hair. I had reached over and grabbed it and then smiled.
I hope you brought more than one, Cole Buford.
His deep, soft laughter told me that he was amused.
I brought plenty, but I want to make this one last. So let's go, slow and easy.
All right, back to the phones. Caller, you are on the air.
Yeah. Keep reading. Please, keep reading.
Well, I dare say that was a bit awkward. Next call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, let me get a lot of pepperoni pizza for delivery.
Stupendous! We'll get someone on that right away because that's the type of service you can expect from us here at Throbbing Knobs. I've gone flaccid, so let's continue, shall we? And now the gripping climax of Chapter 5 of CJ Hawk's Whatever I Please. I ripped open the packet and sat forward as I rolled the condom over his hard shaft. He was thick and pulsating with anticipation, and if I knew him better as a lover, I would have gobbled his donga for a moment. But he seemed so eager to want to be in me as his hands gently laid me back and back towards the bed. I felt the slow, easy entering of his cock into my wet pussy as he looked intensely into my cold, dead blue eyes. I smiled up at him while a slow, easy groan exited my lips plump from his kisses. I felt him go deeper and deeper until his pelvic bone was against my sensitive clit. He leaned down on his elbows and began to kiss me, then with each slow grind, in and out, in and out. His body rubbed my clitoris just perfect, and I felt the second wave build fast. I screamed out his name as the next brush against my sensitive clitoris caused an intense gripping of his hardened cock. and my brain went blank. My toes started to curl and my entire body pulsated with an intense vibration. I felt his mouth drop to my ear as he kissed it gently, then licked along my neck and back to my ear. He whispered my name. Rosebud.
Now that's what I call snogging the nanny.
And once again, I would like to thank you for tuning in to yet another thrilling installment of Throbbing Knobs on Wilkes Booth County Public Access Channel 8. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of the Lesbian Power Hour coming up next. I am your host, Mortimer Vanderbeldt Honeydew IV, and I bid you adieu.